Welcome back, everybody. It is Monday night. It is Heroes and Hooligans, and we are burning shit down. I think. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. Something like that. I look frozen. Am I frozen?
A little bit.
Your face is frozen, your voice isn't.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, well, that's perfect. Awesome. Well, just call me the snow miser, I guess, since I'm frozen. Last week, we ended on a very cinematic cliffhanger where the group had decided that the giant crab was definitely not a friend and they wanted to blow up the boat, and acting captain had agreed with them. So that is what happened. Last thing that everybody remembers is a spark being lit and somebody diving from the side of the boat. Now, mind you, this is a very large boat. I would say even a ship, not a boat, but it is very large. It is very massive. And within the contents of the ship were barrels full of something very sticky and flammable. And it caused a big boom. Very, very, very big boom. Lighting it on fire, good idea. Gets rid of the enemies. The crab gets dead. It screams. All of the things that happens in a New England crab boil when you put live crabs in it. That's what's happening. But unfortunately for the two rescue boats that dropped down to the side, the explosion has caused a little bit of chaos for those boats, knocking everybody unconscious and inflicting some trauma on those who were in from the Animus. Several members of your party were pulled from the Animus because they weren't able to handle the stress factor, and the three of you are left with the acting captain of the now sinking Ark Lion. So you're in your little dinghy boats, and you all got knocked unconscious from the explosion. Nobody took damage or is hurt or anything like that. You just got knocked out. Big booms, make brains go sleep, and that's what happened. Your boat drifts for a while, and you start to come to, one at a time, but pretty close together, and you find the acting captain awake and kind of paddling the boat along, whistling, singing a sea shanty.
Right.
This has been a crazy couple of days, you guys. I
That's the
think that
understatement
we
of
need
the.
vacation. We were framed for murder. We had to escape in a ship. The ship blew up.
Not so much the ship blew up as we blew up the ship. I feel like that ups the level a little bit.
I know. I get it. I'm just saying, I'm stressed, you guys.
Okay, so was my character pulled out of the Animus for these last couple days? Am I like shocked that I'm on a boat right now?
No, you just assume that you're along for the ride in a passive position.
Okay.
So, you were there and experienced it all. You just were passive in the discussions that were happening previously.
Okay, cool.
It's now just the three of you, though. However, the rest of your people, clearly have been pulled out of the Animus. Because the form of your bodies when you're in the Animus appears to each other and everyone around you in your shape, form, color, whatever it is that you are. But when your program is pulled from the Animus, it's essentially a limp dummy that falls.
Okay.
So there's a couple of sandbags, but
So now
So does
that we're
the captain like notice anything? The captain is with us, right? You said.
Yeah.
Does he notice anything weird about their behavior then, when they see their?
I think the captain's assumption when one boat went one way and the other went another was they had decided to go on their own. So I don't think he really felt one distinction or another since he got his ass knocked out too. And when he woke up, you guys were the only boat there.
That's fair.
okay. Is there is there anything around us, like in the horizon, that may look like land that we can potentially paddle to?
There is land off in the horizon, yes.
Okay.
And or does the acting captain know where we're going?
Well,
Or where we are,
Yeah.
or any of those things?
has two ideas that he presents to you. He gives you the option to, he will take you to the closest land and drop you off there, and you can take your chances with whatever is happening in regards to you being framed for murder. Or he offers you the chance to join his crew and come with him back to Frostfire Island, where the ship is that he'll be taking, and report to the guild and moving on along the way. He does tell you that he is going to the Purple Sea on his next voyage and offers you the option to be left to your own vices or essentially, travel along with him, knowing that you are probably wanted convicts in half of the country at this point.
Does he know if anybody, like if we go with him to Frostfire, is there anyone there who could take us the rest of the way?
To Botany Humsus?
Antarctica?
He could maybe ask. He's a member of the guild that is in Frostfire Island. And, that's why he knows that there's going to be another ship when he gets back to go on the next mission that the Archelion would have went on. He's just going to go take the Archangel and go on that next trip. The Archelion and its crew. Yeah, go ahead.
So how does the captain know that we are innocent in all of this? Was he just like told by some trusted person? And who is the trusted person that knows that we're innocent in all of this? Are they involved in the assassination of those people?
He just explains to you that the guild was contracted to keep you safe.
My question is,
Mysterious dark robe benefactors bring lots of gold and ask things.
Yeah, we still don't know who he is at all.
You don't know who. Go ahead, JJ.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Holy.
I was just going to say, you don't know who or what is protecting you from this accusations anyways. That's not information you have been privy to yet. Will you eventually find out? Of course you will. But at this point, you don't know. And the only thing that he knows or any of the people on the ship knew was that they were paid to protect you and take you to a place by a benefactor who was not named. A lot of fucking gold. A lot of gold means less paperwork, means names off the books, means no paper trail. It happens that way sometimes.
That is very frustrating.
Can I ask, what are the terms and conditions on if we agree to become part of his crew? Like if we decide that, like, because if we say we're going to be part of his crew, that we're not going to be allowed to like dip if we go to this once we reach this island where he's going to get the other ship.
It's more like not necessarily becoming a sailor in the skeleton crew, but being offered refuge aboard his ship, so that if you don't want to take your chances on land, taking some safety on his ship. And he tells you where he's going, that he's going to the Purple Sea. So if that is a place of interest to you, then it would be probably a smart decision to ride along. If you have other reservations to go other places, then by all means do such,
Okay.
But if you want to roll back to your file contents from the dossier before going into the Animus, there is a list of things aside from names in there. There are 2 items and a place that you are meant to go. Does anybody want to pull up their dossier and look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking mine up right now.
Wait, where would that have been?
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh my goodness. That was like a million years ago.
You want me to read it to you?
Yeah, I think otherwise we're going to be scrolling for a minute.
All right. File contents. The file contents contains the following. A list of 3 names. Tyr, Scotty, Braggy. The name Falcor with a question mark. The word Arvitures with the 2 words who and where written directly underneath. The 3 other things. Find the Thunderhammer. Find the Scroll of Eloquence. And find the Purple Sea.
Have we heard anything about the Thunderhammer or the Scroll of Eloquence? Has that come up at all?
I don't think so.
Not that I
It sounds
remember.
familiar.
I don't think so. I think maybe a brief mention of the Purple Sea in the ruins of Dirkfold. That was information from there, but I do not believe that you have come across any information for the Scroll of Eloquence or the Thunderhammer at this point. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we do both? Can we clear our names and also be Are you pirates? Are they pirates? And also be pirates?
No, they're guild members.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a little more boring. But I guess that's...
I was gonna say not as exciting. Being pirates.
The guild is an adventurer/merchants guild. They run expeditions to certain places to discover things, artifacts, history pieces, things like that. And then they also have their fishing expeditions and other of the sort in the mercantile department. The Archelion was
guys that the pirates go after.
Yeah. The Archelion was a mercantile ship. The ship that the captain will be getting onto at Frostfire Island, the Archangel, is an exploratory ship. It is an exploration adventurous ship. So they are going on something different than shark hunting.
Okay. Well, I guess we can just, I vote that we go to the Purple Sea with the wannabe pirate. And then maybe we can earn our pirate wings or pirate flags. I don't know. What would you say as we're going?
Sea legs.
Well, they're not
Sea legs. There you go.
Pretty sure they're not pirates, but all right.
I
Just
mean,
let me live
part
my
of me really
fantasy.
wants to work on clearing my name because I don't really like that I am implicated in a crime, especially since a very out of character crime. But
A crime that we did not commit. If I committed the crime, fine. But the fact that I did it makes me very upset.
Yes, but you have to
I'm not
remember.
really one to commit crimes anyway. But I don't want to be accused of it for sure.
This was a very high-profile crime, which means literally everyone is looking for us, and the frame job was excellent.
Oh,
So I think we would be better served by laying low for a little bit and let the heat sort of cool off. before we go back in and try to do that. I think if we go anywhere near this, we will be apprehended immediately, and then we will rot in jail or be executed, because there's absolutely no evidence that we did not, in fact, do this.
That's fair.
I mean, there have to be witnesses because we were in town all day.
That's true.
There were people that saw us, and
but there were also people who saw us do the thing. So, like,
but like the thing is, though, they somehow have some kind of recording showing us doing the thing. So it's like, obviously that was put there to frame us. And now, like, that person or somebody involved with that person has also arranged for us to have this secret getaway that we don't actually need because we didn't do anything, but we do actually need because we did the thing. It's frustrating.
Well, you do remember that in our little room where we met the weird guy, the green cloaks were coming for us. That part was accurate. We were about to be arrested.
Yeah, that's true. And they were not nice people.
No, not so much with the nuance or anything, really.
And they're just so vague with everything.
It's okay, guys. Baby Brute knows that we're innocent, and that's really all that matters. And then I hold my little truant. Baby Brute. Okay, so we're going on the ship, right? To the Purple Sea?
I think that's the best bet.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And if we happen to come across, I mean, we can keep an eye out for, this is an event that's big enough that surely news of it will sort of ripple out. So maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. I don't know. We can keep our eyes open.
Just keep blowing up ships
Finka,
until
if you
this
would,
all blows over.
give us Owl Bear.
Just keep blowing.
Yes. I mean, hopefully the blowing up of the ship was a one-time thing. It was rather dramatic.
Yeah, that crab was a jerk.
The crab was an animal who wanted to eat and reproduce just like the rest of us do, so...
Yeah, but we didn't even get a taste. Sad.
There was no sushi, and I am sad about that as well.
I mean, the crab eats people. I'm not sure how much I would have wanted to eat the crab.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
But I mean, kind of like give the crab a taste of its own medicine. Yeah, no.
I mean, we still could have chopped it up into little pieces without actually eating it, because that's like secondhand eating people. I don't know how I feel about that.
That is a good point.
Ugh.
All right. So
secondhand cannibalism.
The captain takes you along.
Hey.
He
this map looks familiar.
He says, "Okay, if you want to go, you'll go." And he takes you with him, and he heads towards Frostfire Island. And it takes roughly about 2 days on sea to paddle in your little dinghy boat and not get dead by big waves that come through. It's a little bit rough, but you make it. You have enough pocket bacon and rations to not starve, water skins, things like that. You're good to go. You have all your belongings. He gets you close to Frostfire Island, and some of these mountainous peaks that rise off of it ring a bell to you. And you start to realize that this is Calderland, been to modern day. And he takes you to Nuvoric, where the guild hall is and such, to be able to get onto the new ship. All places you have been before, just in a completely different timeline.
This is a weird kind of deja vu.
Yeah, agreed. So
when you get
it's
into
the same
the guild
place.
hall in Nuvoric, yeah, you meet a woman. A dwarven
Hundreds of years.
Mother
in the
Mary
past.
Margaret. Yeah, a long time in the past. But you meet a familiar face. The guild mother, the cook that was there when you had been there before, Mother Mary Margaret, the dwarven woman. You find her in the guild hall in Nuvoric, still such.
How? Why?
Is she just like, wait, this is 200 years like before we find the battle axe in, right?
Hundreds of years prior, yes.
Oh.
So she obviously wouldn't recognize us or anything then.
Does she? That's a valid question.
Because this is like way before our time.
Well, do you make mention? Do you say anything to her in those regards? Do you ask, do you say anything when you come in, when he brings you in, so you're all able to get a hot bath, hot meal, some rest before getting back on another ship? She's making dinner.
Does she
Everybody's
seem
gathered
like she
around.
recognizes us?
Give me an insight.
I want to ask her, have you guys had any issues with people just spontaneously turning into ice? Just out of curiosity.
10?
She smiles at you. She smiles at you and said, "Spontaneously turn to ice, spontaneously combust. A lot of spontaneity happens in the world of adventuring." And she winks and offers you some soup. She's got a nice hearty venison stew and some bread.
I don't know what that means.
Brianna's tearing it up.
And she said, the funny thing about time is a weird soup. And she just smirks at you.
Wait, who are you? Can we talk privately for a moment, please? Before I have a mental breakdown, because I have questions.
What she said.
She leans in while she's scooping a bowl out and says, "Meet me in the stables after the sun goes down."
Okay.
Brianna with a mouthful of soup is going to give her the thumbs up.
I'm just grateful to have a hot meal at this point. We were on a tiny, tiny boat in a cold, cold ocean for a while, subsisting on pocket
And you're
bacon.
able to
So
get
I'm not
You'll get
not
a good
gonna
long
look
rest
gift
in.
soup in the mouth.
It's a pretty standard guild hall. You kind of remember it from before. It's got the huge long table in the middle, the stairs that go down, the kitchen, the couple of little side rooms, the hearth, the training yard in the back, the stables outside. The downstairs is storage and bunk rooms and things like that, captain's quarters for their adventure captains, things like that. Your acting captain, who I don't know if you ever did catch his name or not, but he just goes by Red Green. And he is, debriefing the guild master with everything that happened, tells him about the Thanopod and such, and lets him know that the charges are going with him on the next mission. And the guild master clears all of that. All of that kind of happens. He tells you he's going to get some rest. He's got some lady friends that he's been missing while being on scene. He's going to go handle that business. And heads out for the evening, leaving you at the guild hall. After chow time, it pretty much dissipates. People go off and do whatever they need to do. A couple of stragglers here and there, but pretty much everybody is gone once it gets kind of later in the evening, whether they're off to sleep or headed off on adventures, whatever it is. Except for Mother Mary Margaret.
Is it time to meet her? Should we do that? Are we doing that? Okay. I have questions, but I'm having trouble putting them all into words because I'm just really confused.
Me too. Maybe if we babble at her enough, some
So you-
coherent questions will magically appear.
Maybe.
You go out to the stables when you decide it's time to go chat with her, and you walk into the stables, and they're fairly large. You're in a land that does have mythical creatures, so you see a few different things other than standard horses. You know, some bigger deer-like, moose-like, horse-like animals with huge antlers. Don't know what they're called, but they look really cool, and you can ride them. A skeleton horse or two here or there. But at the very end of the stable, you see a tail flicking in and out of one of the doors. The tail looks almost lion-like.
Interesting.
I'm gonna head that way. Cautiously though. Just to see what type of creature it is. If it's a big kitty or if it's something else.
I have a sneaking suspicion that I know what it is. Suddenly, I feel like I might know who it is.
All right, Brianna. All right,
Yes.
Brianna, you start heading, you're the first one. You get down there and you pop your head around very cautiously, and you see the face of a woman on the body of a lion with a giant set of wings.
Hot. Can I slowly back up because I don't want any of that beef now. I'm done.
It's okay. She's pretty friendly.
I'm gonna be like, oh, never mind. Never mind. Did she see me? I mean, I think she see my big old noggin.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, it is a sphinx. He saw you.
yeah, I'm gonna
It
be
is
like,
not-
excuse me, miss.
And she just smiles at you. Yes, you're excused. I didn't smell it, but thank you for letting me know it had happened.
It's just proper manners, you know. So anyways, okay, bye. I'm just gonna walk away because I don't want any riddles. I'm done. I'm like, okay, I hope you have a nice evening. Goodbye.
Who was in the stall? What was in the stall?
A
Man,
sphinx.
some
You remember the sphinx that we ran into like forever ago when we
Yeah,
were
it's
looking
definitely a
for the
sphinx in
dragon
there.
in the woods?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
same
told her to
one.
have a great evening and then I left.
I'm sure she's not the only
Alright.
sphinx in existence.
I think that she said something about having siblings.
Oh,
So I guess I'm not sure if this is the same one as before, but she did say something about time being a weird soup, and that is a pretty common saying among us.
Apparently.
so I'll be like, I'm gonna go back to the Sphinx and peek back over and be like, hi, I'm back again. Do you like soup and time, perhaps?
She just chuckles at you and says, you know, time is a weird soup. It's kind of like alphabet soup mixed with split pea soup and a little bit of your grandmother's chili all at the same time. Interesting flavor, a lot of textures and combinations, but best served with cornbread and sour cream. It's still a weird soup, though.
That does not sound like a good soup.
I mean,
That sounds like
I like the cornbread part. I don't know about the rest, but I mean that's up to opinion and taste. You know, I'm not gonna knock you for either. But I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm just gonna write that.
Can I, while she's babbling, can I poke my head around the corner and see if this is in fact the Sphinx that we met earlier?
It is a sphinx. It is not Punai.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at Finka and be like, I'm gonna look at Finka and Ulfi and be like, she said the soup and time thing, man. She said it. I don't know what
I
we
feel
do.
like everybody says that here.
It's a thing.
Weird.
It's a thing.
Is it like a code? Is it like a code or something? Am I supposed to
Maybe.
get it?
I don't know.
Honestly, I
don't
think
get
that one of us started a trend. Might have been Vex. Might have
it
been
might have
Vex.
been Vex.
I mean, that makes sense.
Very-
That makes sense.
All about the soup, that one.
It just
Well,
became
Saga,
a
it's
saying,
not-
I guess. I'm gonna
it's not
walk in and I'm just
our
gonna sit down
things.
next to the Sphinx.
Is what's her bucket? Mary Margaret here too?
I think this
No.
is Mary Margaret.
That is correct, Saga. You think smartly.
Oh.
I will also sit down, but I will sit uncomfortably close to the Sphinx and just politely put my hand like on the belly because this is like a kitty to me, and I like am fighting the urge to pet this very scary Sphinx.
Oh yeah, the Sphinx's natural instincts kick in, and she kind of like flops down on her side and then rolls over onto her back with her paws in the air and like her tail flicking to get belly scritches.
I'm gonna have my inner monologue anime moment where I'm like, so cute, and I'm gonna start scritchy scratching.
Your eyes would turn into hearts spontaneously.
Yeah, my eyes are anime hearts, and I'm in love right now, and just scratching the belly of this very powerful beast.
The belly of the
This
beast.
is now a kitty.
Yes. We don't go into the belly of the beast, we scratch it.
That's
That's
right.
how we survive.
I am gonna flop down too, but like across the like hall, not like in the stall. Because as much as the Sphinx seems nice, she could definitely eat our faces off, and I'd rather not make that easy.
She is a whole lion.
Well,
That is
True.
entirely
do an
possible.
insight check to see. Give me an insight on that statement. Pika?
My insight is not really good, so yeah, that's a natural 2 for a total of 5.
Perfect. What about your recollection
Oh,
of
my dice.
previous events? How is that? How are those, Pinka? How's your memory?
My like history, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a +2, which is 1 less than the +3 that I just rolled.
Oh, enjoyable. Awesome.
That would make it a 4 instead of a 5. I rolled a natural 2. It's not going to be good anyway.
No. It doesn't. So yeah, you're a little terrified that you might get your face eaten off.
Mother Mary Margaret. Is that actually your name?
Wait, what?
My name is Pute. I know, very similar to my sister Punai, but Pute, that is my name. Mary Margaret is just more digestible when I'm in my other form.
That makes sense. Okay. That's a cool name. I have questions. I don't know how well I'm going to articulate them. Are you going to ask us riddles for questions like your sister?
No. She's much younger than me and much more into Sphinx-like games. I am tired and just want to answer questions and assure your safety.
I feel you there.
Yeah, that's something.
I think my first question is just in general, how much do you know about us? Like really?
A lot. I can see infinite timelines and infinite directions, an infinite amount of times, all the time, always the time.
Are you at all associated with the Institute or the Animus? even know what those are.
I don't think I speak that language.
Okay. I think that answered part of my question in a different way.
I will tell you, I am great friends with Falcor.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. That's great.
Calm down, Finka. It's fine. It means that she's a lot less likely to eat us than probably her sister was.
I mean, fair. Totally fair.
To be honest, if it wasn't for Falcor, you'd have been swept up by the green cloaks days ago.
Is it
Are you saying Falcor is who came to get us?
Falcor is who arranged for you to be picked up, yes.
How did Falcor know about the assassination?
Falcor knows a lot more than I think that you realize.
I'm very sure of that.
Is
He's a
Falcor
whole
also
dragon.
a sphinx?
He's not a sphinx, no. But he's
a dragon.
definitely not a dragon. It's just more digestible.
Ooh, so
So confusing.
So basically, Falcor is a very powerful being that is not a dragon and not a sphinx.
Correct.
But some sort of all-knowing, or I guess into the future knowing being.
Is he a god?
I would say one step above God, even. Maybe the father of gods.
But he's
Sorry, you broke up for a second. Can you say that again?
I said, not a god, above a god, the father of gods.
I like that even less.
Well, I really want to have a visit with Falcor now. Okay.
Well, I mean, I like the fact that the Father of Gods, though, is helping us. I mean,
yeah,
I
that
feel like
definitely
that's
is a ball in our court. That's for sure.
Sure.
I feel like I have so many other questions, and I just don't know. They're just not coming to my head right now. This is
what
just
the
a
hell
lot
is
to
with
take
us being
in.
framed for murdering a bunch of dragons and people at the conclave? What's with that? Who's doing it? What the hell?
Do you remember Frigg saying to you before that there were traditionalists who were against the integration of dragon and,
Human?
being kind?
Yes.
Yes. So when traditionalists know that progression is coming, they tend to attempt to undercut it. And with you being the perceived progression, you were the easiest to be undercut.
So
How
we
did
got
we even know we were going to be there? I understand interrupting the conclave, but how? I didn't think anyone knew we were there.
Frigg knew you were going to be there. Falcor and Frigg had met, and he had let her know that you were coming. He had been asking of you. She had been asking of you since she hadn't seen you since, she got her dragon. And so he would meet with her regularly. And when she knew you were back around, he was making the arrangements for you to meet with her.
So how did that information get to the people who framed us?
I am assuming that Frigg was excited and shared her excitement, and the wrong people found out about it. Because even good people sometimes had bad people in their midst.
So somebody betrayed Frigg. Oh no. I'm assuming this person is like still at large. The person who betrayed Frigg.
These people, of course.
Oh yeah, because they think that we're the ones that did it.
Are they still around Frigg? The people who framed us.
Frigg got dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Frigg was one of the people who died.
Frigg,
Oh.
Freya, and Tyr were 3 of 5 of the council that were murdered. 2 left alive were Odin and Balder.
Oh, my patron.
What
Okay.
about the dragons?
Well, Frigg's dragon was Seamus. And nobody's seen Seamus since the start. The silver and opal dragons are also missing.
But there's
Do
no
we
bodies.
think? Is there any suspicion that Odin and Balder might have had something to do with the attack?
I don't really know.
That was a good
I
question.
do, but I don't. In
Wait
some
a
places
minute.
there's suspicion, in others there isn't. Infinite timelines, infinite directions, infinitely weird soup.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna rotate from the belly to like that one part that you can never reach when you scratch, and start scratching her there.
She like purrs while she's trying to still answer questions.
I'm doing so much work to try to keep this like ferocious, potentially can kill us beast like happy.
You're a good pacifier.
Yeah. If she's calm, collected, and relaxed, the more answers we might get. That's my game plan.
You're free to ask more questions if you want. You're at a point above the table, you're at a point in campaign where you're coming to tying loose ends and figuring things out, yada yada. So you're at a place where you can ask questions and receive answers comfortably and without fear of danger. So if the pacification is great role play, but it's not necessary. She won't eat you.
Are the above table, did we ever find out who the green cloaks like actually are, or who they actually serve?
As far as you know, they serve the city.
Yeah.
As far as we know, they what?
The only thing that you know about them is they serve the city that you just came from. The floating city. They're like the guards of that city. That's the only thing you know of them.
That we know. Okay.
Yeah. You also know from season 1, when it comes to the Sphinxes, that some of them did not agree with the transgressions that happened across the actual timeline that you guys were in, which is why they were willing to assist in rectifying.
Okay.
Do you? It's a little bit of a subject change, but do you know anything about something called the Thunder Hammer?
I do.
Do you know where it is?
It was in the temple last I knew.
The temple, like in the city we were just in?
Yes, the temple in Drekka.
The one that just got attacked and a whole bunch of people were killed. That one.
Drekka is the drowned city below the floating city.
So
Oh,
we need to go back to that.
The one that we were first at, like earlier.
Yeah, that sacred place where we were trying to like put the bodies at peace and search that area.
and the green cloaks were all like,
Yeah,
Give us
in
our
the
stuff
ruins.
back. Yeah, I remember.
In the ruins of Dirkfold is where the Thunder Hammer is.
What about the... Okay, so we're going to have to go back there. What about the Scroll of Eloquence? Do you know anything about that? Where we might be able to find that? And as like a little incentive, I like scratch. That spot. Scratch. As I'm talking, like,
things can in fact be bribed.
Where can we find? Where? Tell me where, please.
It's like the opposite of torture.
Yeah, exactly. I will comfort you into submission.
She tells you that the Scroll of Eloquence is in another temple of Noatun, which is in the Purple Sea.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it sounds like we're kind of headed that way anyway.
And
Is
going
there
back
any
to
way-
Town City is a terrible idea right now.
Is there any way that we could have like prevented everything that happened with Frigg and everybody?
I mean, I feel like there's always a way to prevent things. She is kind of like tipping her head to the side. But oftentimes, some stuff is out of your hands, no matter how many times you try to prevent it. Are you familiar with the butterfly effect? And she gives you like a serious look.
More or less, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then you understand that oftentimes things are fated to happen regardless of how many times you try to change it. It's just going to happen in a more terrible way and another way afterwards.
Okay.
Did we ever find out about the other two names on the list? I know that Tyr died. But did we ever find out these other two people? Broggy and Scotty? Scotty?
I
Scotty
don't think you did.
is-
I don't think you have.
Scotty's the goddess of the mountains and hunting and winter and stuff.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not you. Sorry, my dog is barking.
Oh, no, you're good. No, I was saying that to Finka. Okay, what about Broggy? Maybe we should ask. So
I just know my father used to make offerings to Scotty whenever we went up into the mountains to go hunting. That's all.
I'm gonna be like, I have some more questions, and then I'm gonna like rub the paw, so the paw legs, you know. Be like, I have another question though. I'm doing some work, baby. I'm just gonna be like, so there are a couple people I have some questions about. Scotty and Broggy. You know, do those names sound familiar? Do you happen to know who those people are, or you know what they've been up to?
Those are other members of the conclave. Braggy is really good at poetry and very eloquent.
Eloquent. Okay. Interesting.
Would you like me to give you a little bit of lore on the drowned city?
Yes.
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 And she rolls over and puts her paws out and sits very sphinxly like a librarian getting ready to tell you a story at like the story circle.
I'm going to crisscross applesauce.
And
I feel like that's what I've been doing the whole time.
Puts her paw. She reaches her paw into one of her wings and pulls out like a pair of glasses that sit low on her nose, and they're just like cover half of her eye. Yep, and puts them on. I'm going to apologize above the table in advance for my butchering of Icelandic words. I am terrible. Okay, so she says to you, Drekjagar, which is the place that you had gone before, used to be known as Durgfold. It was a former port city. They worshipped sea spirits called Shovatir, and they did fish and cork as major exports. Shovatir are guardians of the sea and its creatures, and oftentimes shrines and temples were built to them called Noatun. The Vatir say that one day the sea just swallowed up the people of Durgfold and all of its contents. They say someone angered the Shokunger, offended him even, and his people all paid heavily for it. The Shokunger meaning the Sea King. They, according to legend, also say the Noatun is located in Folblindar. Folblindar, located in the depths of the seas below Selfoss. The Vatir built Selfoss a century after the loss of Durgfold and now refer to Durgfold as Drekyagar.
Okay.
So why were the Green Cloaks so upset with us more down there?
Probably because history, and I believe there are some things that were not recovered in the drowning of the city they're attempting to recover. So they've forbidden anybody from going there except for on licensed expeditions.
But I
The
mean, they could've-
Folublar is, by the way. I'm terrible at words.
I'm just saying some signage would be appreciated if they didn't want people down there.
right.
Just a suggestion.
They almost killed us, but they could have just had a sign there that said no trespassing or, license
Could've
required.
saved everyone a lot of trouble.
You
I have a question that
yeah, I
you
think it's
may
pretty,
or may not have the answer to.
Yeah, what is it? I like questions.
What do you wouldn't happen to know if there is a way for there's so many bodies there that are still up and roaming around, and I was wondering if you would know of any way. They had this symbol, and I'm gonna sketch out and show her the symbol. And I was wondering, do you know anything about this? Is there any way that we can put those souls to rest and let them sleep?
She tells you that symbol is the symbol of the old king of Durgfold, and that she's not sure if those people can be put to rest until the spirit is unangered that swallowed the city.
How do we unanger
do
the
that?
spirit?
Go to the Purple Sea and talk to him.
Oh.
Okay, I can do that. Should we bring something for this spirit to help with the conversation that we will have with them? Like, does he like chocolate chip cookies or
Blood wine and pink sturgeon.
Where do we
To
get
each their
those?
own, I suppose.
where do mother I'll be like, do you can you make those? Do we have to, or where is there somewhere we can buy those? Like, is there a gift shop somewhere around here?
You could probably buy them at the guild store. Fish is a major import around here and export. It's a shipping comes in and out of here a lot. Mercantile, that's the word I'm looking for. And you could probably find both of those things at market in town.
What were the two things? It was blood wine and what?
Pink sturgeon.
Yeah, that sounds like some Icelandic stuff you would like. Anyways,
Then, is it even possible for us to clear our names, or should we just give up on that?
I think it is a possibility for you to clear your names if you help put the people of Durgfold to rest.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay,
okay.
noted.
So what happens if we just barely get there again, and then we get pulled out of the Animus, and then we come back in another 200 years? What happens then? Are
Oh.
we still at large? I guess you don't know what I'm talking about, but
The most wanted
know-
criminal ever.
That's kind of dope, though. I'm not gonna lie.
it happened last time, you know?
Super
I'm
cool
just
as
saying.
most wanted.
Yes,
Kind of.
we're history's most wanted in multiple timelines.
They'll make us into a
guess-
movie.
Multiple.
I guess you
movies.
probably don't know the answer to all of that. Maybe Falcor does, but this is a lot to think about. This is a heavy to-do list, you guys.
I just think that I think by you speaking to the Sea King in the Purple Sea, maybe find out what angered him in the first place, and if your relationship, maybe the Green Cloaks and the people of Selphos and the Council will see you as good people and not bad murderer people like they thought. And I think it also, if you go on that mission, gives Falcor time to try to get you out of hot water in the first place.
Figure out who did it. Because it certainly wasn't us.
Why is Falcor so invested in all of
Well, if you built a world, wouldn't you want to see it survive in the end days?
I don't think I like the amount of power you aspiring to this
info drop right there?
cool character.
I do.
I feel like we need to have a conversation with Falcor, you guys.
Yes.
Oh,
Is there any way
100%.
to get a hold of him? Does he have like a phone or something?
You have his like private number. You text him.
Is there like a secret snapping combination that we need to do to like appear him? Like what?
Like smoke signals, maybe?
Right?
Don't tell me we have to
I
pray to him. I
Falcor,
refuse. His head is plenty big enough.
You specifically think I need to pray to him.
Yeah.
I think
Not
that Falcor is always where he's needed when he's needed. So when it's time for you to speak, he will be there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm saying
Okay.
it's time for us to speak right the fuck now.
You just see Brianna stop the scratching and just put her hands together like, hello, Falcor.
Don't,
you
no,
hear
don't, please. His head is gigantic as it is.
Falcor, can you hear us?
Don't enable him.
Listen, I'm trying to appease the God who likes us. I'm gonna like stop and just like peek around and be like, oh, he didn't come.
Everything about this is wrong.
And I'm gonna go back to scratching the nice Sphinx lady, and then just be like, is there anything that he likes, Falcor? Like, is there something we should pick up for him at the gift shop or the guild shop?
Not buying him presents.
Does he? But we might need it, Finka. It's just nice sometimes to give somebody like Finka. You have such an animosity towards. Didn't Falcor give you some tips on your baby dragon, on your Drake? When baby Drake hatched, like the next day, we saw Falcor, and Falcor was like, "Oh, at the Drake nursery."
Shut up.
I
Right. He was very helpful.
He was very helpful. I just think that giving him a nice little thank you gift for being on our side is not a bad idea. That's just me, it's just not a bad idea.
That's what I would say about that.
So I'd be like, Sphinx, great. I'd be like, great Sphinx lady, also known as Mother Marge. Is there something we can get Falcor? A nice present. Does he like fridge magnets? Like, is that a thing here? Does he like a nice fridge magnet?
I feel like the quickest way to Falcor's heart is tacos and titties, but not your titties, some titties. Take him to a titty taco bar think it's the best thing for him.
You just gonna see
Honestly,
Brianna
that is
like,
pretty on brand.
oh, okay. As I like cross my hands over my chest, like, okay, and I be like, tequila it is.
I rest
The
my case.
benevolence
That's
in the
right.
audience is maybe a shirt or two, Nick.
Yes.
If this turns into a wet t-shirt contest, I'm leaving.
Can the t-shirt that I give him will have this part cut out right here? Just 2 nice circles right there for him.
Oh dear God!
You know, it'll be classy. Don't worry, it's tasteful. It'll be
Look,
tasteful.
you broke her. You
Rules, I
broke
have
the
to say
DM.
tacos and
Good
titties.
job.
She just chuckles at you and says, all jokes aside, I think you helping is really enough for Falcor, to be honest.
What is his end goal? Do you know? Like, what are we helping with? What are we saving?
Do any of you have children? She says in like a serious note.
I mean, I think
Well,
technically, eventually, we're all going to have children, and that's not really going to work out in their favor.
Sometimes
For all of
think
us, something's
as
going to go very, very wrong in the line of descendants.
she says to you, I think sometimes parents feel guilty for the actions of their children and spend the rest of their lives trying to fix those mistakes when they've wronged others.
So basically,
Brianna, you have received an inspiration from the audience as well.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
So-
audience. Love you.
If he would be considered the father of gods, does that mean that he's repairing the damage of a god?
Or
Of
all
gods.
of them. Remember, this whole thing is that in our time we have gods and no dragons, and here there are dragons and no gods, and Falcor apparently is the father of the gods who potentially murdered all the dragons. And we're here to make sure that the gods and the dragons are friends.
That
So
makes sense.
that all tracks.
That makes sense.
And I think one of you had a sinking suspicion that Dr. Dick was a dragon.
Dragon, right?
Yes. We just don't know which one.
Correct. You do not.
Okay.
But I will tell you Dr. Dick is a dragon. You just don't know that in character yet.
Fucking dick.
So it looks like from this conversation that we'll get a lot of the answers to our questions if we go to the Purple Sea and speak to the Sea King. So,
Or at the very least,
I
we can
think
check
that'll
some things off our
resolve a
list.
lot of our issues, at least.
Yeah.
I think most of our questions need to be answered by Falcor right now.
I mean, that's true.
That was what I was getting at, yes. We can check things off the list, but Falcor definitely has some splaining to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Purple Sea is next on the list, for sure.
Why is the sea purple?
Yeah, is it actually purple? That's kind of cool.
It is actually purple.
Oh, neat.
What makes it purple?
Magic, I suppose.
Or the like...
If we get
What-
into the water, will we turn into something?
The Purple Sea essentially is a place located deep beneath our normal sea. And when you barrier of the Purple Sea, it's a whole underground realm of the Sea King. So think
like that place in Moana.
Right.
no,
Yeah.
I'm more along the lines of Atlantis. think of how Atlantis, like the actual one, is under the sea in Aquaman sort of thing, and how they have the bubbles, or
Right.
how Jar Jar Binks' people live in the bubbles underworld. You know, their whole cities are contained. Similar to that, it's a contained holy place between the beneath the ocean surface.
So how do we get there? I mean, I get that we have a ship that's going there, but how is it getting there? Is there like a port that they have that'll bring us down into that main thing, or is it? I guess we'll find out technically.
Ooh,
But
is it like pirates? Like in Pirates?
do we have to eat some gillyweed and swim?
Our captain said he
No,
was
your
going to the
boat will
Purple
be able
Sea
to go.
Belly. He was pretty
Yeah.
matter of fact about it. I assume they have a way to get there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He said it like he goes there a few times a month, sort of thing. Not like it was some big grand adventure and he had to figure it out.
Yeah, maybe he summers there.
Exactly. She's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the Purple Sea. No big deal.
No, the guild takes an expedition times a year.
Okay.
So there is a known method for getting there.
They've been trying to recover the Scroll of Eloquence.
Sure.
My internet fucked off on me, so I have no idea what you said.
I don't think we said anything.
I don't think we said anything.
Okay, I'm having super bad connection issues. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. We can still hear you though, at least.
Oh, I have a question that is completely unrelated to this whole conversation. Is there anybody that owns the Battle Axe Inn? Are they alive right now?
Ooh, that's a fun question.
Hey.
Just out of
Maybe it doesn't
curiosity.
exist yet.
The
Ooh.
Ice Storm Inn doesn't exist
Do
yet,
what? I'm
but
sorry?
the Battle Axe Inn has. You're right. The Battle Axe Inn, is there anybody that owns that? Are they alive and well? Visitable?
No, their Battle Axe Inn isn't here yet. It's not here yet. No, it's more like the main points are here, like Alfborg, Nuvorik, Fjallblinder. Like those places exist, of course, but none of the modern day stuff is there.
Oh, maybe we're the ones that open the Battle Axe Inn and then we close it down and come back to it in 200 years.
I'm down. I know some recipes. I'm down.
That's a little bit timey-wimey and my brain is
It's a soup, you guys.
broken a little bit now.
Time is a weird soup.
I have some great soup recipes. Just
You
saying.
should have a time soup. There was something about some split pea and SpaghettiOs
Alphabet.
or something.
Alphabet.
That sounds utterly disgusting. How about we stay away from whatever the fuck that was?
You never know. We can make it tasteful.
Doubtful. All of those things are
Not
delicious
till
on
you
their
try
own, but that doesn't mean that if you put them all together, it won't instantly murder someone.
You know, maybe in my hands it could.
You never know.
So
Okay.
Using up the right seasonings and have enough heart, you can do anything, Finka.
you can do anything. Okay, you can create a thing of monstrous beauty.
That's the name of the soup.
That's the name, monstrous beauty.
Oh god. Sure, make the soup. I'm just saying we should probably put a warning label on it.
Only the true of heart can have that specific. That
I was
specific
thinking
dish.
more like iron stomach, but sure.
I mean, yes, I guess. You know, stomach of steel.
Also
whatever.
that.
Yes.
And not so much
They're
a warning
very-
label as a, legal disclaimer, right? If you
Yeah.
drop dead instantly, we are not liable. Thank you and goodbye.
You should have had a stronger stomach. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. Just saying, we should,
Can we ask the Sphinx? Is there anything that we should take with us to the Purple Sea in terms of anything for like safe passage or Is it like a like anything? Yeah, anything for us, like safe passage or any type of currency or whatever. Like, do we need anything protective? Like, is there like malevolent spirits or whatever down there that we might have to encounter?
No, the archangel will be equipped with everything that you need to cross the threshold
Okay.
into the purple sea. So you'll be okay. But I do suggest taking the amulet that you got from Dirkfold back and gives it to you. I would suggest taking this. Maybe it'll help in your rectification of relations. Didn't you receive a few other things when you were in Dirkfold?
Yeah, we had a key. We had a journal and some gems, and the journal and gems, I guess, belonged to somebody else who had adventured down there.
Yeah, didn't the people
Selenar, yep. Yep.
Didn't we
You
give
got
those
you
back
got
to
bonuses.
him, though? The journal and the gems we gave back to Selenar. We don't have them anymore.
Yeah. Yep. But you had the amulet, and did you find a key or no?
We did find a key.
We did, yeah.
So you have the key and you have the amulet. Okay, yep. Those are the two things that you'll need to take with you.
I
Okay.
believe Vex had it. Well, I
Assumably you do
found
now.
it, I want to say, and then Vex took it.
And now you have it back.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything that you have or are meant to have, you have in your party,
Okay.
including your party gold and all of that.
Okay.
Cool.
You just don't have Runa's book, but that's because Runa will be back. So Runa still has Runa's book.
Okay. I think Zarso is keeping track of all of the gold, so maybe somebody should connect with him.
Yes,
See if we
that
can
is.
get that.
I think you have roughly, I think you have like 350, or you might even be less than that, but just go ahead and say you have 350 and call it a day.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think if I remember listening back a couple sessions, it was like somewhere, it was either like 250 or 350 that you had. So it's just safer for me to say a higher, so then you're not
Sounds
missing out on
about
anything.
right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay.
So yeah.
Try this one.
Anything else we should know before we go to this probably very strange place?
Come in here.
Social customs?
There
or-
should be things that you should know about every place that you... Yes, just don't be offensive.
Oh,
We can
Okay,
probably do
you're
that.
going to have to be a bit more specific about that because offensive is not the same everywhere.
this is true.
Less like brackish water, more like a flowing stream.
And they have dinos on them.
I have no fucking idea
Should
what that
we anticipate being blamed for any assassinations here?
You won't have to worry about that in the Purple Sea. I'm not sure that the Sea King concerns himself with the matters of mortals.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, we have to be a pillar of sophistication while we're down there.
I can do that. It'll be fine. We've got this in the bag.
I just look down at my my clothes that are dirty now that I've been on this stable floor scratching this lion. I'd be like, yeah, we got
Dude,
this.
we were on a rowboat for 2 days. I
Yeah,
think
we probably look a hot
all
mess.
of us could
Okay.
use a bath and a change of clothes.
Oh man, does that mean I don't have my fancy dress anymore?
Yeah,
Shit.
Unless you
No,
were
you have
wearing
all
it.
of your
You might have
belongings.
been wearing it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And now it's
'cause
all
that
roadie.
is like
You have
peak
all of your-
sophistication. It's really important to me.
you still have everything. You have all of your belongings.
You're just gonna
So
see like scrubbing.
you asked Mother Margaret your questions. She answers everything that you've asked very, candidly, gives you the information that you're seeking as well as she can, and tells you, I need to get back to my guildly duties. It would be unsavory for them to find out that I'm not who they think I am.
Sure.
Walks out of the stall as a sphinx, and then when you pop your head out to look, you just see the dwarven woman walking out of the stable. And you're able to get it in a good long rest. You're able to go to the shops in town. It's going to cost you about 50 gold for the pink sturgeon and the blood wine, as pink sturgeon is the rarest kind of sturgeon you can get. And it's mostly used for its eggs. So people are really, really choppy on giving up the meat for it. So
okay. How much
you can
does
get
the
those things? About 50
t-shirt
gold for the bottle. I don't know, just like maybe 3 gold for my friends. All I got was this stupid t-shirt souvenir.
That's what our friend Falcor is gonna get, okay? And it's gonna have the section cut out. He'll love it. It'll be fine.
Okay. I think that this is a great idea. For one,
There you go.
it's going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. It's all going to work out.
I hope it has something tacky written on it too, like some weird tacky writing.
It says, "My friends went to Navoric, and all I got was this stupid t-shirt."
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go.
Excellent.
Be perfect for him.
There isn't anything that says tacos.
You are.
and titties.
No, nothing says tacos.
We could
and
just
titties.
take a Sharpie and write it in at the bottom.
In parentheses. Yes.
Yeah.
You
Brianna's
can
definitely gonna work
go
on
ahead and level up at your long rest, since you're in the last session of your level 4s before going to level 5. You can go ahead and just level up whenever you take your long rest this evening. And I will assume you go and grab your shopping things in the morning before you get on Angel and head out with Red Green.
It's the Red Green Show.
Yes.
Yes. Sleep, bathe, and then shopping.
Yes, we're bathed. Ulfie's beautiful dress is clean. And we've got all our shoppings.
Yeah, we were in the ocean for like a little bit, so I feel like all of our clothes are kind of crunchy.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Well, a little crunchy.
Yeah, you're able to do everything that you need to do to rehumanize yourself before, or repersonize if you're not a human. Remortalize yourself, rejuvenize, whatever word you want to use. You can do the things while you're in town before getting back on another ship for another voyage. You're able to stock up on your rations, anything like that you need. Just go ahead and mark it off standard PHB prices. If you don't know what they are, tell me what you want and I'll send it to you after. But if you need more pittance or more rope, or you want to make sure you have flasks of oil or anything like that, you can get everything regular goods here. If anybody wants to up their weapons or ammo or armor, you can also do that as well. And Selenar has a blacksmith shop at the guild hall that you could get your gems and socketed stuff, better if you wanted.
I might, because I didn't use any of the gems. We gave them out to other people. So I might want to investigate maybe doing one of those. I know we don't have a ton of money, but
yeah, I don't know if I even wrote down who took what. I think it's all in the chat. I would have to scroll back and look.
yeah.
Or what?
Yep. So we'll figure out for Selenar's stuff, the socketed items.
Oh.
Yeah, I can do that off stream. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll look at it. You figure out what you want out of like a basic thing, and we'll just assume that you're able to have it So that way everybody has something socketed going into the finale sessions coming up.
Okay. I'll write down in
Sounds
chat
good.
what I have. That way you guys know.
And I think most of us are still good for like rations and stuff. We've only actually like been here for like 3 days.
Yeah, it's only been a handful of days. That's correct. And you were able to eat in town, so your camping goods should still be good. But just in case you wanted anything extra for a sea voyage, the voyage to the Purple Sea is kind of long because it is cross-planar. So,
Oh. Okay.
this is kind of like a dimensional barrier. You know, essentially, if you're thinking about like realms of mythology, like how Hecate had her, you know, the tree, and that was her own personal realm. Like each person has their own. That's seeking that Purple Sea is his realm. So it's like a crossed trans-dimensional barrier.
Okay.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Still in the material plane, but not such. If that, it's weird soup. It's a weird soup.
Great.
I bet it's delicious. Monstrously delicious.
But we do have an image of the Archangel. It's a pretty decently large size ship, as kind of how the Arc Lion was.
Pretty.
A little bit different in setup, a little bit different in the things that are inside of it. Pretty big.
You're fun.
It's pretty.
All kinds of fun stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely more
it's an
than
expedition
like,
ship. You get people that sleep on the floor.
This person's sleeping on the floor as soon as you said that.
Yeah, just cashed out in the mess hall.
Yeah. Just
Just knocked all the way out in the mess
Oh,
hall, you
God.
know.
That's fucking
nicer
hilarious.
than a fishing boat, though.
I mean, when you're on an expedition, yeah, it's when you're not fishing, you know, it's a little bit different. Life's a little more laid back. You've got time to hang out in the galley, play some dice, drink some grog so you don't get scurvy. I know you've got a lot of extra free time when you're, you know, you don't have to crew for yourself as an expeditionist, because the way the guild runs things is they run entirely on skeleton crews, aside from the people that are in charge of, you know, the maintenance or whatever, like how the fishing ship had an entirely skeleton crew and 4 organic beings on board. This ship is very similar. The Archangel has a skeleton crew that controls, you know, any of the transportation, the rigging, all of that. There is the captain, which is Red Green. He's captaining this ship now. And then there's the expedition team, which is, you know, elves, dwarves, halflings, humans, you know, a handful of about 12 people on an expedition. You've got scribes. You've got people who are meant to be protective, barbarian fighter types. You've got some magic types that are more interested in the education and the artifactual identifications of where you're going. So sorcerer, wizard, warlock, whoever they may be. You've got your ranged combat fighters, you know, your archers to be able to be up in the crow's nest and shoot people's face off if you need, things like that. And of course, people to pick locks and detect traps. So it's a group of about 12, and then you 3 added, so 15 in total, and then the captain. So 16 organic beings and a 200 crewmate skeleton crew that runs all the rest of everything else. And of course, the organic beings, they all hold responsibilities amongst the ship. Among the ship, there's still people, you know, required to make food. They rotate through like cooking, you know, a couple of days a week. So not everybody, not one person bears the brunt of it. Cleaning up and tidying up, the skeleton crew does not do that. You have to clean up your own living quarters because your mama don't live here. So that sort of thing. But aside from that, it's pretty laid back in comparison to a fishing ship, which is all work all the time. There's a lot of things that have to get done there. This is more exploratory. You're on the Voyager now, so the deep purple sea is where you're going to be headed.
I'm thoroughly enjoying
So
people passed out randomly on the ship.
yeah, so this ship map comes from Jason. He built this one instead of me, and so that's fantastical. This is, map recycling works great. So we're just going to say it's a sleeping person and not a dead one, because much an alien situation. Chest bursters and shit was happening. It was real rough, and I'm definitely not about it. I'm just a little 2-foot owlin running from a chest burster after it just like face grabbed somebody, and I'm out of here. I'm not about it. But anyway, that being said, you folks are going to level up, and Saga, you have a great time in Alaska next week.
Yes.
We are going to run a raid out with our handful of viewers, and we're going to call it a wrap until next week, where Finka and Brianna will start the voyage. So we will see everybody next week. If you're in the audience, go ahead and jump over to our friends at Guild Superior. They're a fantastic group of people over there, and we love checking in on them on Monday nights for their mayhem. I think fantastical. We'll see everybody next week. Bye.